Hello, hello, salut. I am the Rasta Witch. Here's where we learn the way of the Yansway Rasta, which is to say, my kind of ital. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yansway witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home. How you doing? Like my new friend? He's a bobcat. See, he's got these these hair things on his here, his name is Bobby. He's my new bobcat, my new friend. So he's gonna join us today. Sit him right over here. Okay, Bobby. Okay. Today we're going to talk about Angie's magic salt-free diet seasoning. Okay, so kitchen witchery was one of my original interests in witchcraft back when I was somewhere like age 6, 7, 8. My grandma came from she lived in upstate New York, but she's originally from Salem, Massachusetts. That's where my dad's born, and we're descendants of John Proctor. If you've seen The Crucible, been in Massachusetts since the Mayflower, go way back. So she grew up in Salem, Massachusetts. She's a Catholic, but she has these what people describe as superstitions. I'm not a big fan of that word. Ideas, but she came and she noticed we didn't have a kitchen witch in our kitchen, and so she said, "When I get home, I'm going to send you a kitchen witch." And she sent us a kitchen witch, and nobody else in my family even remembers that. But for many years, we had a kitchen witch doll that blesses your food. You keep it in your kitchen, and I remember it in extreme detail, what it looks like, everything. I was interested in that, and later learned about kitchen witchcraft. And I don't know a lot about anything really, but not kitchen witchery anyway. But that's how I raised my son as a single parent, cooking. All aspects of food is my area of expertise. One of the reasons I'm a Rasta. I've studied hundreds, and you think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. I've studied hundreds of diets, been on diets since I was 12 years old. Fitness and nutrition and dieting is one of the things I know most. It's one of my areas of expertise, if I have an area of expertise. One thing is I had diabetes, and I beat diabetes, and it's been tested and retested. I'm just not diabetic. And also I have liver cirrhosis. I've been an alcoholic since I was like a little kid, and have a long history with alcohol abuse, and ended up getting liver cirrhosis. And I was almost going to die from that, but I brought my liver back to normal liver functioning and everything. And one of the big ways that I did these things was with this seasoning. Okay, so I lived it. I did it, and it worked. The doctors were, "How did you do it? It's amazing." And I guess I can't prove it was this, but it was many things, many diet choices, and I need to improve on my how-to tarot playlist. I have my workouts. I'm going to redo those workouts. Like there's a level 1, 2, and 3. The level 1, like I just barely compiled all those things. It's just like they need to be improved, and I will improve them soon. But right now, this video is about my magic salt-free seasoning. So when you have cirrhosis, one of the first steps is to decrease the amount of salt that you eat, and so the way that you do this, as I did my research, the way people have reduced that is by coming up with a really good seasoning that's so delicious and has so much stuff going on that you don't need or notice a lack of salt in that. In fact, I even got put in the hospital for not enough salt. I spent the whole weekend in the hospital, and I said, no, you have to eat some salt. They didn't realize that if you tell me to do something, I can do it, because the dieting is what I do. So that's why I eat cheese. I put cheese on everything, and Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce and cheese both have salt in it, so you put cheese on everything and use Tabasco sauce. And that's how I get my salt. And I don't always have salt-free foods and stuff, but you need salt. But you could probably, everybody gets too much salt, so reducing salt would be good for anybody. Okay. So the powerhouses, and I did much research. I based a lot of the concepts on, because I study a lot of Ethiopian history and stuff as a Rasta, you know. And in Ethiopia, a family has a berberi. See, berberi is a Ethiopian seasoning that they put on like everything, and each family has their own recipe. So I thought it'd be good to come up with my own recipe, and then I did lots of research on what I could, what herbs and spices I could use to help me with my health problems. And so it's got everything I've just mentioned thus far. It's got all of that combined into this: the magic, the science, all the stuff. So the two main components, see on the back, so that I can remake it. I've got all the herbs listed that's in it. Is that in focus? I've got all the herbs listed in it, and the ones at the top are the ones that you add the most of, just like on any label. And so turmeric and cumin are what it's mostly made out of. Okay, so but there's 5 powerhouses. There's turmeric, cumin, garlic, nutmeg, and cinnamon. So I'm looking in my book of shadows, where I've got it all listed out. See, so that's why I'm looking at my notes here. So the main things that I wanted to accomplish was powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory. I think those are the 2 key words, and antioxidants and anti-inflammatory. That's the trick to these matters. Okay, so antioxidants help with oxidative stress brought on by free radicals. And turmeric, cumin, garlic, and nutmeg are all strong antioxidants in this. So there's 4 powerful antioxidants. Anti-inflammatory, turmeric, cumin, and cinnamon. See? So the 5 powerhouses are good at that. But they're not just powerhouses for like scientific reasons, but also for kitchen witchery reasons, for magic, Okay, so going through them. Turmeric. Turmeric is good for courage. Like if I say like courage, obviously that's not scientific. That would be kitchen witchery. So you're I just have it kind of all mixed together, like I said. Okay, courage, passion, promotes peace. It has curcumin. That's the scientific ingredient that does the things. Curcumin is an anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant. So that's the ingredient that has that. Helps with brain function, heart disease, fights cancer risk, reduces arthritis, joint problems, anti-depression, and delays the aging process. So that's the turmeric. The cumin is turmeric and cumin are some of the more powerful herbs and spices in kitchen witchery. It's a protection, good for protection, fidelity in relationships, love, lust. So scientifically it has B vitamins, which are really good for you. Aids in digestion, is an anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antioxidant. Has magnesium, which you can research that, it's good for you. Manganese helps with gas, nausea, and diarrhea. And magically, cumin helps repel evil, encourages tranquility, and it's good for binding and promotes peace. Okay, so like as far as the kitchen witchery, what we're trying to do here is, besides all the health things that we need and everything, it's kind of like does all, not just with health but also with witchcraft. So so right now, see, it's empty. So I'm about ready to make. I'm gonna read through these things, and then I'm gonna make some, and then I'm gonna put a little bit around my new candles. So it's kind of like you probably saw my video about my magic anointing oil. which is connected to my my candle for Yahushua. But this is this is my magic spice that's also good for things. So whether you need it for binding or for protection or for to aid with magical things, or as you'll see as all the different things that all the kitchen witchery benefits that it has, it's kind of like it can be good for anything. You could get this stuff and put it inside of a talisman and make it into a talisman. You could use use it for almost anything you could ever need in kitchen witchery. That's kind of what this is supposed to be like. So the same with my anointing oil. Between my anointing oil and this, they're both supposed to be able to be used for anything, and my candles and my talismans and amulets, have many uses, all of those things. Okay, so then another ingredient is black pepper. So black pepper helps your body use turmeric. So like that's one thing, like either you can get like little pills where you can supplement turmeric into your diet, but the thing is for your body to absorb turmeric properly, like people know in India, you need to eat it with black pepper, and you need to cook it with something that has oil in it. Like I use a lot of olive oil. So the olive oil and the black pepper help your body use the turmeric. So the black peppers, it's a catalyst for the turmeric, and but the black pepper has it's good for protection and courage as well, which the turmeric is good for courage. So then it has cayenne in it, cayenne pepper, which has capsaicin in it, which is good for pain relief and burns fat, but magically it banishes evil spirits. Garlic is one of the 5 powerhouses. It's famous for protection, banishing work, prevents illness, used against the evil eye, breaks curses or hexes. That's why it's like known for like vampires and that, because that's what it does with just all types of evil and curses and hexes. But it reduces blood pressure, boosts the immune system against cholesterol problems, and is an antioxidant. And another ingredient is ginger, which is good for, magically for money and protection, success and love. And then another powerhouse, nutmeg. Nutmeg is good for luck, spirituality. It revs things up. It's an enhancer for traveling safe. Again, it fights depression. It helps you have better sleep, joint pain, libido, and it detoxes the kidney and liver. It's an antibacterial. It promotes happy hormones, reduces cancer risks, fights stress, anxiety, promotes justice, astral travel, meditations, repels toxic people, antioxidants, heart health, fights cholesterol problems, good blood flow, and is good for blood sugar. And then another powerhouse, cinnamon. Cinnamon's a powerful one. And it's good for love, protection, happiness, good health, money, is a spiritual catalyst, good for attracting good things, good with the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, which I learned about in my goddess tarot deck. Is an anti-inflammatory, stabilizes blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, prevents Alzheimer's, prevents cell damage, colon cancer, tooth decay, and bad breath. Now there's 2 kinds of cinnamon, as I did my research. There's cassia and Ceylon. Both work, but cassia is better. So the kind you get in the grocery store is cassia, is Ceylon. But if you can order cassia over the internet, and if you have if you're diabetic and want to beat it and things like that. Okay, and then another ingredient, oregano. Oregano is good for friendship and helps you fall in love. Thyme is good for wisdom and protection. And then onion powder. Onion fights against the evil eye and the powers of evil. And paprika is good for protection and lust. So you notice magically there's a common theme, like protection and fighting against the evil eye, and for love and lust, and so notice that they're basically just all the things that anyone would want. You know, they're just really basic human needs and things that you would want, not just magically, but in health and everything. See? So it's just but I still think that the key things are the powerhouses, and the keywords are antioxidants and anti-inflammatory are the big deal. Okay. Did I mention that the moon is in Gemini, which it's the 10th lunar day, so it's the happiest day of the month. And then happiness is a big part of all this, good health, and reduces stress and depression and happy hormones and all this. So it's a perfect day to do this as far as the planets, the moon. Okay, so shoot, I didn't notice that I don't have any black pepper. So I'm gonna mix everything in this, and then I'm gonna mix everything in this bowl, and then I'll just have to get black pepper tomorrow and add black pepper to it. Black pepper is the third ingredient, so it's one of the main ingredients. So I'll have to wait, and that's part of it. So I'm not gonna sprinkle it around the candle right now. I'll sprinkle some rosemary around the candle. I was gonna do both. Rosemary helps with the aura of the candle. I'm gonna sprinkle rosemary around both of them. Of course, anoint them both with the oil, and sprinkle a little bit of this once I get it all properly made. But okay, so like I said, the two main ingredients are turmeric and ground cumin. So I've got the expensive organic, the better kind, costs twice as much, because those are the big deal ingredients. They're the ones that there mostly is, and they're the powerhouse ones. So there, I use like half the bottle. Nah, I had a little bit more. Just looks wimpy. So see, I don't measure it, I just eyeball it. There, that looks good. Okay, turmeric's done. I have all of these, I have them all laid out in order right here. So over there, next cumin. I kind of had like equal portions. Oh my gosh, I made some of this for some family friends, and they every time I see them, they're like, "Oh, can you make this more?" And I haven't made them more in a long time, but they used it right up and said they're amazed how delicious it is. So that's the trick, is it has to be, you know, the cool thing about this is that it goes on everything that you cook, and it's insanely delicious. You'll get addicted to it for sure. Now paprika. So I did equal parts of those two. Now I'm gonna add paprika, you know, but a noticeably less. Like there's a little bit more. There's like less than half as much of paprika of all the other ones, and it kind of equal parts of all the other ones. Now I'm adding some red pepper, aka cayenne pepper. Yeah. Shake it up in here. Some cayenne pepper. That's important to making it taste really good, because I like things to be hot. I forgot to show you, I bought some Burberry from an Ethiopian restaurant, and so this is actually their recipe for Burberry. Like I said, each family has their own recipe. Garlic powder, maybe just a tad bit more garlic powder than I did the paprika and the cayenne pepper. Garlic powder, that's the trick to making things delicious, really. Okay, ground ginger. Probably just about as much as I added the paprika and the red pepper. Ooh, yum. That smells good. These all smell really good. These herbs smell good. Nutmeg. An equal portion of the nutmeg. Remember, that's one of the 5 powerhouses. So the thing is like when you cook with this, you know, if you're trying to really add in that kitchen witchery, is that you think about one of the things. Let's say, you know, protection or health or happiness or attraction or any of the things that you've heard listed, and they kind of all work together. That's what I believe. Then you might, as you're cooking with it, you might stir 7 times as you're thinking about that, to kind of like activate it and to kind of, tell it that you're, to say what your intentions are, to add those intentions into what you're cooking, Okay, so now cinnamon, very important. The cinnamon, the nutmeg also are big parts of the Burberry, as well as everything else. Onion powder, I didn't write onion powder on here. It's the secret ingredient that isn't mentioned on the back. If you follow the back, when Angie makes it, it's just a little bit different. How come? It's because I add onion powder to it. Oregano. And some of these things have benefits that I forgot because I came up with this years ago. Like the oregano, right now part of me's all, can't you remember there's some health benefit why I originally added the oregano because I wanted like a green herb in it, and then thyme. And I don't remember what it was, So then you like get a fork and you mix it up. Okay, so that's it. Got it made. That's the stuff right there. So now there's no salt in it, but of course you could add your own salt if you were to use it. Like, if I was to make some for you, you can add salt to taste. That's kind of the beauty of it. You can add as much as you need or as little as you need or none, because that's the whole idea, that you don't even need salt. Most everything you have probably that you're cooking already has enough salt in it anyway. And when I get a kitchen witch doll, I'll show you guys. But yeah, so that's one of my big things. And I can't wait to add black pepper to it so I can put it around my candles and just make a big deal about it, Or peace. That's one of the properties, right?